Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. This time's of the Mythic Legion's Kronnaw from the Wasteland Wave. And yeah, I gotta say, super excited. This guy's been a ton of fun to play with. His colors just really pop, especially with the kind of photos I was doing with him recently, and decided to review it. One thing I want to say, shout out to Empire Toy Shop, who was able to get these guys to me because I missed out on the pre-order. And it sucks because getting like really into Mythic Legions has been one of those things where I didn't know what I was doing. So thankfully, him and a bunch of people at the Mythic Legions Cabal Facebook page have been lucky enough to show me the way. You know, this is the way. So again, thank you to you guys. But let's jump into the actual review. I appreciate you guys. And let's jump into the fun. Now, Kronnaw is really dope because if you really look at it, it is a true tribute to Trapjaw from the He-Man stuff. That's kind of what his color scheme is based off of. And it's pretty fantastic. It came out really, really good. Now, again, I am not the biggest He-Man fan. I'm a very casual He-Man fan. But to do this and to make it look well and give him his own story, fantastic. Now, let's go over what's cool about this guy as I pop this off. And you actually get a articulated jaw with your skull. It's really nice. And things like this are just a little add-on to definitely help with photos for me. Now, outside of that, we get your standard Mythic Legions articulation. You have your arm that goes up. And because one is an armored arm, one is a normal arm, the normal arm is going to get a little higher than that of your armored arm because it's going to get in the way right there as it lodges into that one point. You get your articulation here, which is going to make that 90-degree cut. It comes up and down. Then you have your peg that go and rotates on your gauntlet. Same thing here for the armored arm. And I love this little mismatch look. It really looks good. And as you can see, I already have his ropes already attached to him. I just felt like just leaving it on because it's one of those things that kind of just adds to the aesthetic. Now, as far as waist articulation, as you can see, you can go back, go forward, left and right, things like that. And then push down, get a little deeper in, and that way it sits a little bit more flush. Now, our head articulation, with the skull closed, you can go up, down, left and right. Sits on the head very good. It seems like it sits a little high, but considering he's a guy with a skull, it doesn't really matter. Now, then you have this really nice crown that kind of just fits right over. And it slides in. And when you pop the jaw up, it slides out just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. But overall, it looks very nice and it sits there very well. For our leg articulation, your legs can actually spread really far out. Actually, all the way out with no problems. You have a thigh swivel on the upper thigh. You have a lower knee swivel. And your knees can go at the 90-degree mark. Our legs can go forward and backwards, and you have a supreme ankle pivot, which is really nice for getting those crazy poses on these guys. Now, real quick, gonna go over the other accessories with this guy. And I just gotta say, like, I've really been enjoying Mythic Legions. It's been a ton of fun to get all medieval. And like I've been explaining to you guys, I've been playing a lot of D&D. So this has been hella fun for me. I am going to promote D&D till the end of me because I've just been having a blast, and you should too. Now, we're going to talk about the stuff that he comes with, which is really dope. Now, you get a short dagger. The short dagger can actually go into the side, considering it's using the Barbarian's belt piece. You can actually store it right there on the side. You get a long broadsword. And like I said, I've put this here, so you can actually just sleeve the sword, voila, on his back. You get one shoulder attachment, which is for that same gauntlet arm. You can plug that right in. You can even add on your own if you want, because with Mythic Legions, you can kind of get crazy however you choose to feel. You get a short axe, and this is what they call a Dwarf Axe. Now, the Dwarf Axe is a short axe, unlike the big axes that we see with some of the knights. Now, in the product photos, it's shown that if you just use it like this and you slide it through, you can actually store it this way. I thought it was pretty cool because I never know you can actually do that. So I'm going to do it with mine and show you guys here. I've actually done it in a few photos as well too. You can store it right through there. Voila. Have it sit under and to the side. And I thought that was really cool that you can do that. And it looks really, really good. So you can actually store all his weapons to the side with him. One other last cool weapon that I really love. And I didn't know how to photograph it because it didn't have like a wired part. So I'm going to figure out how to do that. You get a black flail. This is your mace with chain, and it's really nice. This flail is really dope Because, you know, if you want to bash your enemies and be really cool and crazy with it, this is probably the weapon of medieval time to do it with, especially if you were really skilled with it. Then you get one alternative head, and it is a what is called a Gorgo-styled helmet, and you get horns attached to it. The horns are you can take off at any point, and you can have a regular old black helmet, but I prefer to leave them on because they look really cool. And if you want to see what it looks like on it, let's just pop this head off, pop this one on, and now we have a sort of semi-destroyer look. It's just really dope. So no matter what look this guy has, these colors pop so well that he looks good no matter what he's doing it in. Just really, really nice. I hope you guys enjoy the photos of this because I had a blast shooting them. Now, what I'm going to actually, let me put the other head back on because what I want to do is I want to do some size comparisons, show you what this guy is like with some other legions as well as some other lines. So let's stand him straight up. Let's try to get him as straight as possible. Voila, and we have him. So Kronnaw could look right at us. And now we're going to size him up. First thing we're going to do is we're going to size him up with a dwarf, because that's the first one I have next to me. He is also from the Wasteland Wave. So this is what he looks like next to a dwarf from the Wasteland Wave. Here he is with an elf legion builder. This is on technically what is called the 2.0 bodies. This is a 1.0 body. This is a dwarf mixed with some 1.0 stuff. Here he is next to Snag, which is a goblin. As you can see, they're smaller bodies. Right? So voila, right? Let's move these guys out so we can get some more legions in. Here he is next to a female barbarian legion builder. As you can see, he's a tad bit taller than her, but they look really good. Here he is next to Romulus. And then we're going to do a Templar Knight Legion builder. Slide her down. And then slide Kronnaw down. Slide to the right. And then there we go with that one little part. Always messing up. There we go. So as you can see, these guys actually look all really good together. Whether it be the different body types or the same body types, because of the way the colors pop on these guys, they look different. Or at least they feel different to me. And that works out in my favor. Last but not least, we're going to go with Archimedes, which is a Cyclops, but it's the Ogre class. And as you can see, size-wise, he is gigantic next to Kronnaw. It really shows the immense height difference between these two. Next up, we're going to compare it with other lines. So first up is my main man, Kuga, from SH Figuarts. So voila, there we go with that size difference. It really shows in these guys as well. Then we have a Marvel Legends Spider-Man. Next up, we have a 1000 Toy Synthetic Human. Voila. On to the next batch. We have an Articulated Icons Ninja. We have a Storm Collectibles Iori. Then we're going to do it with a different size Marvel Legend body, which is going to be Thor. Because if you're going to do your mythological stuff, you want to see what that body is like. So with the bigger Marvel Legends body, these guys will kind of fit in pretty well, right? Then we're going to do my favorite part, which is the super crossover stuff. Here we are with a NECA Predator, which I think these kind of guys fit in pretty well. This is an AVP style Predator on their first type of ultimate body. So he's a tad bit bigger as well too. All in all, I've really been enjoying this line. I really enjoyed this guy. And I really, really enjoyed taking photos of him. Just really pops. He might end up becoming a fan favorite out of nowhere, at least to me. But I hope you guys found this informative. I hope you guys jump into the line and at least give it a try. Or at least pre-order the new wave that's up on storehorseman.com. And check it out. In the meantime, guys, as always, be good, do good, drink your water. Later.